Hello plant community, thanks for tuning in this channel. My name is Pam, and today, you guys, topic of the day is going to be this beautiful specimen right here, this Philodendron Plowmanii, which is growing like a beast from what you guys can see. I really love this plant for the shape of the leaf, along with the subtle variegation. But I believe one of its parents is the Philodendron Pestizanum, I believe. Not 100% sure, but this is a crawler, and I kind of just wanted to talk to you guys about the care of this plant. So if this seems like something that you're interested in, you definitely want to subscribe and remember to push those thumbs up, as I've been asking you guys to do so. Now, the reason why I decided to talk about this specimen, you guys, if you've been watching me for some time, I've had this plant for almost going on for 4 years. And y'all guys are quite aware that I've had my struggles with this plant because this was actually an import plant from, I think, Ecuador, probably almost literally about almost 4 years ago when I purchased this plant, and it was not looking like this at all, and it actually started to do some form of declining. And I want to say maybe the growing season before last or so, I made drastic decisions which worked out in my favor, and because of the choices that I made, I am able to present you guys with this very beautiful, lush, and healthy looking specimen. Now, because of the challenges that I have had, it's taken me some time to actually figure out exactly what this plant wants, what this plant likes, and what I have to do as a plant parent to actually make sure that this specimen is not only growing but thriving and also being healthy. And I decided I feel comfortable enough where I feel like I can share these tips. So, take these tips as a grain of salt, you guys, because these tips, in my experiences, is suitable or works best with the climate, the environment in which I'm growing this baby in. So, yeah, let's just jump right into it. First thing I want to talk to you guys about is light. Believe it or not, I feel like this, for me, this philodendron requires a little bit more light than our traditional philodendrons. And so I would pretty much say bright indirect light. It could be in a medium light, but I think for me, it does best in a bright indirect light situation. So right now, she is really sitting in this sunroom on a stand directly by the window. Now, you have to keep in mind, you guys, you want to find that sweet balance between the bright indirect and definitely avoid direct light. So if she does get any form of direct light, it's really early in the morning, and you want to keep in mind that the dampened or direct light in the morning is not the same as direct light in the afternoon, because the sun has gotten hotter, and so it's more intense in the afternoon than it is in the morning. So for me, if she does get any type of direct light, it is in the morning, and it's usually probably about like an hour or so. Now, honestly, you guys, if she's getting any direct light in the summertime, for those of us who's experienced the 4 seasons, I would definitely not have her in that space. Even in the morning, sometimes the sun could just be a little bit too intense and possibly burn the leaves. So, but definitely bright and direct light. Now, watering, I do water her when she is completely dry, you guys. And it's really, honestly, I want to tie both parts, water and soil, because I think they actually go hand in hand in regards to the care. So of course I do allow this plant to dry out. She's growing in these rectangular shaped planters because, as I said, she is a crawler. One of the things that I did learn is I actually had to make this soil mix as airy as possible. And right now, you guys, what I do have some soil in here, but honestly, the mixture ratio of soil and cocoa chips and orchid bark, I would say would be 25% to 75%. So the majority of it looks like this, the majority of it. And I think this is the best way to go for her. She just wasn't doing well with just being in, for me, she wasn't doing well under my care with being just in a regular soil mix with adding extra perlite. So you got to keep in mind too, also, when I purchased her as well, I brought her almost very at the cusp of my plant journey. And so I wasn't very knowledgeable about certain things here and there. All I know is I wanted to plant at this time. It was a beautiful specimen. I just wanted to have her in my collection, right? But as I learned things and trial and error over the years, I've just accustomed to, you sometimes you gotta change the soil, you guys, for your plants. All your plants sometimes can't have the same soil. And you have to keep that in mind when you buy multiple genuses of plants. So I think that's actually a very helpful tip, not just for the care of the Plowmanii, but just in plant care in general. Now let's talk about, so because let me go back. So because I have the mix very airy, I do water her and I give her a very good drink when she is completely dry. And she will communicate with you because you will see that her leaves will slightly be down. But I just gave her a water, I want to say she received water probably maybe 2, 3 days ago. And as you can see, that's why she's kind of like up. I didn't even have to put my hand in the soil. I came in here one day, you guys, and just took a look, and I saw that she was kind of like just leaning down a little bit. And so you want to try to not let a lot, you want to find that healthy balance in between. You don't want to have her actually be down all the time because then you're stressing the plant out, in my personal opinion, I think. So you want to try to get it before it gets to there. You know, I mean, you could, of course, always stick your finger in there and use that second knuckle as the test. At least if you're going to give it a drink, maybe the second knuckle, which is 2 inches. But for me, because it's in a plastic planter as well, plastic tends to hold on to moisture a little bit longer. So I definitely allow her to completely dry out because of that. But when I do give her a drink, I make sure it's very well draining and I let it drip dry out again. And if I had to gauge it, I don't really like giving days of when I water her. But I want to say for now, if I had to guess it, it's probably like between every 7 to 10 days to go by. Sometimes it can be shorter because right now it's cold and we're in the winter time. I have the heater on. What I've noticed is a lot of plants in the sunroom in particularly dry out a little bit more faster. So it may be more every 7 days as opposed to 10 right now. But again, grain of salt, you guys. Now, fertilizer. I'm using a balanced fertilizer. I'm waiting to actually use the fertilizer that I have to maybe venture out to try other fertilizers. It's nothing wrong with the fertilizer that I have, and I'm always one of the advocates to say if it's not broke, don't fix it. But I'm just want to sample things out to see what is the best products to use on my plants. So I won't be able to find that out if I stay with the same brand all the time. But the Captain's Jack soluble fertilizer 2020 is like the best for my plant growth. I've definitely seen a change in my plant growth when I use that. A lot of people are probably not into the synthetic fertilizers and want to go more of an organic route. And I feel you and understand. But sometimes I have to get what's available. Sometimes it's available, sometimes it's not. And right now I have the Captain Jackson. I'm going to use all of it before I venture out into other things. Now, of course, I do have like my worm castings. That could be part of my actual soil mixture here. But again, for most part right now, currently I'm using a synthetic fertilizer. So, don't beat me up out there in plant love land. Don't beat me up at all. Now, pest, you guys. Okay, this is pest. Let me tell you about the pest. Okay, the common pest for this plant for me has been mealybugs and spider mites. I learned early on that you really have to be on your pre-pest management game when it comes to this beautiful specimen right here. This leaf looks like it's turning a little yellow. She is an older leaf too, so that could be possible. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked because I'm actually looking at the plant in the... I'm sorry, I'm actually inspecting the plant. My apologies, but spider mites and mealybugs, you guys. So, hands down, this plant, as beautiful as she is a pest magnet in my personal opinion. But if you are really have a routine in regards to your pre-pest management, you can circumvent that. If you are a person that is on the go, maybe not at home as often, or don't even have the time to really inspect your plants and look at them and check them, this plant is not for you. I am constantly looking because of the journey. I probably do more pest inspection with this plant than any other plant I have in my entire collection. And I think I do that because of the journey that we went through, the bond that has been built because of the journey, because she was really in terrible shape 3 years ago. And I am surprised that I'm surprising myself that I actually got her to where she's at, because I thought it was very close to calling it quits. And so when you spend a lot of time and investigation and trying to figure out stuff with the plant, you build a little bit more extra strong bond with the plant than you do with your other plants, needless to say, that may be thriving and growing well under your care, and you're not even really doing much to make sure that they get there, but with this one, because of just the bond that I have with this plant, I am checking, honestly, you guys, probably every other watering. I'm definitely wiping her leaves more than ever. And what I do is, now, I used to use just regular water, because you could spray your plants down in the summertime and it works well. But I can't do that because I can't take her outside like I want you to spray her outside. So I do use some water, and I use maybe a cap full of lemon juice. I don't know why I'm really using the lemon juice, you guys. It's no scientific proof as to the lemon. I think it's just, I just want to give it a nice cleaning on the leaves. And I am putting some alcohol in the water each and every time. I don't know if that's a good thing. I was trying to monitor that, honestly, you guys. As far as the alcohol, I was wondering if it would damage the leaves. But I'm figuring it's cleaning the leaves and also making it free of pests. Now, I have noticed when I've done that, I really haven't been experiencing any spider mites like that, but I just have to be on top with the mealies. Now, the mealies are very common to actually be hiding up in here. They be sucking the sap out right around where the petiole and the leaf meets. And every once in a while, I may see a mealybug along like the crease of the stem. But mealybugs are very common pests that you can easily eradicate by just using a cotton swab and Q-tip. That's what I use. And it's been quite helpful. So ever since I've been really doing that with my pre-pest management, literally like every other week. And if I'm not able to do it every other week, I'm at least doing it at least once a month. You don't want to sleep on this plant, because I've made that fatal flaw almost probably 2 times where I kind of like thought we were in a good balance and I could back off. And it seems like as soon as I backed off, homegirl here decided that she needed my attention again, and so she wanted to show out. So ever since then, I've just been giving her the attention that she needs. And she is ever since I've been doing these tips, you guys, she's also been just growing out of control. Honestly, did I cut her? I think I got her growing in 2 different directions. I think I may have split her up, because I was trying to get it full actually on this side as well. I have her, I don't know if you guys can see. Okay, y'all can. Up here, down, I'm holding the leaf up, but down here, this is where another leaf is growing. She has 3 growth points that's actually coming out right now at the same time. Very vigorous grower when you give her what she needs. So growth point here, I actually have, I don't know, 1 right here. And then there's another one on the other side, you guys. And this is the crazy part, you guys. There's no more room right here. She's growing towards this corner here. And I don't know what to do, honestly. I was thinking about seeing if I could guide her around. But honestly, I'm too afraid to try it because I feel like if I kept trying to guide her, I'm going to risk snapping her. And I may have to very well chop her and propagate this piece right here. And maybe just have her grow in another direction. But I feel like if I chop her, then I may activate another growth point here in this thing. And she is such a beautiful plant, but I don't want, because she takes up a lot of space, I don't really want to have multiples of her in my home, if that makes sense. So yeah, so I'm super excited to see. As far as humidity too, I'm not sure if this plant, I don't think this plant really have any desire for humidity. Again, I'm looking right now. My humidity is low, you guys, which is crazy. Well, it's not really crazy. It's crazy for me because I'm thinking the humidity would actually be a little bit higher because I got so many plants in here and they draw their own humidity. But at the same time, it's not too crazy because I have the heater running all day long. So of course it's not, the humidity is extremely low regardless to what number of plants I have in here. But she doesn't seem to mind or desire any high humidity. On a good day, my humidity is usually at a 35% in this room. Right now it's at, I'm looking at the meter right now. Right now it's at 28%. So she doesn't really, I don't think she needs it. She hasn't been giving me any crispiness of nothing going on. Yeah, and if it is, it's very, you can't even really see the crispiness of the tip. So, if the burnt edges aren't bothersome, then I really wouldn't worry too much about humidity. I was thinking about testing the theory out by actually turning my humidifier on in here and seeing what happens. But right now, I just feel like I don't need to just yet. I'm honestly just looking over in the room. I don't see any plants that's like declining or giving me any indication that they may need humidity. But anyway, for her, she is very good with the humidity. And so, yeah, I'm looking back on my journey with this plant, and I'm questioning myself right now mentally. Would I have bought, knowing what I know now, would I have brought this plant? I would have still brought this plant because she's taught me a very valuable lesson. I got to pay attention to what the plants are saying to me as well. And I'm so glad that she decided to actually come back. I'm honestly putting her outside that summer because that was my last resort, honestly, you guys, before I was going to trash her. And but she, and it's almost like I talked to her, I said, look now, me and you, I'm trying, but you will go in the trash if you don't start giving me something. You ever tell your plants? Do y'all ever threaten your plants into health? That's kind of crazy, right? But anyway, guys, I'm sorry before I go on a tangent. This is the end of the video, you guys. Keep in mind, if you love foliage as much as I do, please subscribe to this channel and keep pushing those thumbs up. Definitely been helping. Thank you for all of my thumb push-uppers. I appreciate you and everybody that watches and everybody that comments. I love you all. But enjoy your day wherever you are in the world. Next time, guys, much love. See you later. I really love. Beautiful. Yeah. Bye.